Hello everyone. Looks like I might have some time to record one more additional league here before I leave for the holiday, so it's gonna be a little Christmas present for you guys here, guys and gals. So, all right, in the blind, I guess this hand here looks like a keep. We're on the draw here, so I guess depending on what our opponent does next turn. Ooh, triple Colonnade start. Okay. So hopefully this is not the Crystal brand deck that we saw in the other league there. That one might be able to catch us off guard, but nope. Stomping Ground. Looks like we're safe from that fate, although it might be Jund. Okay. We are indeed against Jund. So I think what we'll do here is I'm going to play out an island, and we're going to keep up Negate for a possible Liliana. So I think that's a way that we can find ourselves on the back foot really quickly here. Okay, and our opponent did draw a Thoughtseize, so they're going to get to peek inside our head here and do what they want to do. So I assume that if they did draw the Thoughtseize, they're probably going to take our Negate here. Yep. Could take the Cryptic alternatively. Okay, so they do take the Negate, so that makes me inclined to believe that they have a Liliana. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to stop this Dark Confidant right now. Alright, so let's draw with our Wall of Omens. Fountain. Okay. Alright. So things are not looking too great for us here. Okay. Confident gets them a land here. Unfortunately, we do not have the path for this, and I think it's going to run away with the game here for our opponent. 4 mana. That's interesting. They have a Huntmaster or a Bloodbraid Elf. Looks like they're trying to play here. Oh, nope, just the Liliana. So we're going to get rid of our Wall of Omens here. And we're going to take a little bit of a beating. Yep. Okay. So there's a Runed Halo. Since we still have all these cards in our hand, I think we'll go ahead and get down the Halo, naming Scavenging Ooze. But unfortunately, this Dark Confidant is really racking up some advantage for our opponent here, and so we are going to be very hard pressed. Very hard pressed to. Oh, and there's a Treetop Village yet too. Okay, well, fortunately we have 2 Field of Ruin. And we do have this Cryptic Command. So I think we'll get rid of the Plains here, because since our opponent does play manlands, it looks like these cards are going to be like spells, I think, here. And so, alright, here's a Bloodbraid Elf. So we really need a sweep. Oh, man. Opponent has it all. So we really need our a sweeper here, or we're just out of this game for sure. So we'll take a big hit here. Go down to a precariously low life total, especially in the deck that does run Lightning Bolt. Alright, so I guess we can tap our opponent's team here and draw a card. And after that, I think we're pretty much dead. Forest, man. So I'm going to discard this just in case we draw something where we need to play a land next turn. But yeah, this is not looking good. We're definitely getting junded here. Actually, so I'm actually going to destroy this right now. So that way they can't fire that up in combat and then potentially bolt us. They can activate their Treetop Village, kill it in response, and make us unable to cast Cryptic Command. Okay. Okay. The opponent's just asserting their dominance, I don't know. So we'll tap all of our opponent's critters and go ahead and draw cards. They can replay the Liliana and just make us discard an additional card, which doesn't seem very good for us, so we'll go ahead and just take this line. Ooh, okay, so there is a Settle Wreckage. Colonnade's the draw. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would need 4 white this turn to do both of these things. So why don't we go ahead and play... Once again, I'm going to play the field because I really don't want to get caught. If we're going to win, if we're going to have any chance to win this game, it's going to require us to get a little lucky, I think, and to fade a bolt here. So our game plan now is to not get lightning bolted and settle the Wreckage on this turn. Then next turn we can play Runed Halo. Alright, so our opponent's a little savvy here. Looks like they smelled this coming. Also worth noting, our opponent currently has 3 basics in play, and they do not find any additional basics. So their basics are either in their hand, or they don't play any other ones. So, alright, there's a Goyf. And there's the bolt. Okay. So, alternatively, well, I mean, we didn't have a line of play that would have allowed us to get the Runed Halo down and keep up our Settle the Wreckage last turn. So, that's just the way it goes. Alright, game 2. Game 2. Bring in the Geists, bring in the Blessed Alliance, the Purge, Cataclysmic Gearhulk, and Baneslayer Angel. Cards that do not look like they're at their best here. I think we're gonna... so let's see, I remember the deck's creator. I was listening to like a deck talk he gave on this, and I remember him saying that cutting the counter magic is kind of the way he thinks is the way to go, and just bringing in more threats, ways to deal with their stuff. So I guess we'll get rid of Detention Sphere. I really don't like Detention Sphere in this matchup, just because of how wishy-washy it is with how much of the strong universal blue-black removal they play. Maybe Halo, kind of for the same reason. As you saw, it did nothing that last game. You know, they hit the exact card they needed to hit. Since they do play bolts, I almost kind of want to keep the negates. Spell snares are also kind of good here. Let's see. We shave one of each here. And I don't think Rest in Peace does enough against this deck. Against Abzan, I would consider it because they have Lingering Souls, but alright, let's try it like this. We will play first. Unfortunately, we cannot keep this hand, since it does not produce colored mana. That is a shame. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I really don't like cutting hands. I think we'll keep this here just to see if it can draw us into a land, maybe. Because we are going to need to hit land drops with this hand. I really don't like mulliganing too low against these type of decks, although our hand is very, very... yeah, well, I guess we're shuffling away the opt anyway, so it doesn't matter, but that's okay. It's very slow and very vulnerable to Thoughtseize and stuff like that, but I don't think there's anything we can do to help against that, so... So what I might do here is I might consider on my opponent's... If my opponent taps out here, I think I'm going to play the Snapcaster, just so I can follow it up with a Geist to either delay... Well, maybe not now. So they just go untap Liliana. Then we start minusing, but we don't really have anything else going on here. So I am going to play out the Snapcaster here. We don't have any spells in hand to snap back. So our opponent, of course, does not wish to trade for the Confidant. So now, with this, we can get the Geist down, and that will at least threaten their Liliana next turn, that if they do play the Liliana, they'll have to downtick. Alright. It does draw an Assassin's Trophy, so good to know. Though if they do cast that, it'll help us with our land issue here. Okay, there's a Goyf and Ravine. Right, we of course are not going to block. So I think we're going to start here, unless our opponent's playing something really weird. I can't think of any way that they can grow this Tarmogoyf, so... I mean, if they're playing Gutshot, I guess they get us. Because they can Gutshot us, of course, put an instant in the yard for the Goyf. Alright, so let's get down a wall here. And we are in a pretty good spot. Especially if we can untap and play this Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Yeah, we are. The wall also provides us additional defense against a Liliana. If our opponent has a removal heavy hand. Okay. Bolt on our Snapcaster Mage. So if our opponent has a land and is able to, okay. So let's see. My turn, next turn, no attacks whatsoever. Okay. So I think what we'll do then, in the face of this, is we're just going to play our Cataclysmic Gearhulk, select Gearhulk for our artifact, and Geist of St. Traft for our enchantment. Okay. Creature, artifact. Done. Let's see. Do we want to take our opponent to 3? I think we do. I think we want to apply the pressure here because we really just want to put our opponent dead. All right. And maybe that's the wrong play. Again, I'm still not really used to using a lot of creatures and thinking of that. Like, I guess this could go wrong where our opponent manages to peel apart our hand this turn. But I think if they play Liliana and they plus, I think, well, our plan next turn, assuming they don't disrupt our hand, is just Cryptic Command, tap their team, swing with the Gearhulk. If they mess with us here, okay, so that's right. We did know that they do have the Assassin's Trophy, so maybe that was a reason to hold off. Okay, so yep, looks like we'll get maximum punishment here for attacking with the Geist. Opponent does go to 1 though, so their fetch lands are shut off. And a Cryptic Command is certainly not nothing here. Alright, and there's a Blessed Alliance. Okay. So if they attempt to, let's see, if they play a Liliana here, I think we'll just counter the Lily and bounce the Goyf back to their hand, just to delay it for a turn. If they attack just with the Goyf, I'm just going to go ahead and have you sacrifice an attacking critter here. And then whatever they play here, we're just going to counter to cycle this. Perfect. Huntmaster. Bloodbraid Elf. Okay, it's the Cascade. Dark Confidant. Chooses not to cast. Okay, so we will counter this spell and draw a card. Yep, makes sense, given that our opponent is indeed at 1. Okay, so if they have Baneslayer, this feels real bad. Or sorry, if they have Liliana, this feels really bad. But I think we just got to put the screws to them here. Because if they do have Liliana and they play it, we just discard this anyway. Because for some reason, this card does not have flash. Which is a real shame. Okay. I'm going to hit the Assassin's Trophy again. Nope, a Scavenging Ooze. Okay, doesn't look like that's going to do it. Okay. On the draw, is there anything we want to change up on the draw. I might just want the second spell Snare over that Negate, to be honest. Because yeah, Lily's a pain, but we do have a lot of creatures now, and we also, and really we're just looking for things, I think, to deal with a Confidant. I think that's one of the ways we lose the game pretty quickly. And it's a bad top deck, but at the same time, it hits a lot of their top decks as well. In Scavenging Ooze, Confidant, Goyf can also hit an Assassin's Trophy. So, alright, assuming we draw some lands at some point, I think that this is a fine hand. Alright. Let's see here. I think we'll lead. Sequencing is another really, really important part of this deck, as it is with most modern decks. But so let's see. Lead on a plains. We can path them at their. I don't think I want to do that though. So we'll lead on the opt because we really want to secure our next land drop. We would really like a fetch land, ideally, so we can hit double white and get an additional blue to draw us towards Cryptic Command and the Vendilion Clique. Alright. Resto, you gotta go away. Purge. Alright, Purge isn't a bad draw either. Ooh, but there's that fetch land. So let's go ahead and get that down. Opt is a nice addition to this deck. Just a little bit of grease to keep the wheels moving. Alright, yep, I'm bolted. Alright, they found the green mana. So they can sneak a Lily down here if they got one. They do not. Tarmogoyf. Alright, so I think I will choose not to give our opponent a land here. Alright, they're going really aggressive this game. Snapcaster was a nice pickup there. So I think I will opt to path the Tarmogoyf, because since they've bolted us twice, I would like to be able to get an Escalate out of this if possible to help us catch up a little bit on some of the damage we've been taking. Alternatively, I'm not guaranteed to hit another land though, so yeah, we'll path this, and if they have a Liliana in the second main phase, well, we can just tag it with this Celestial Purge. They do not, so unfortunately, Alright, really like to hit another land here. Oh, and we do. Good, good. Cryptic Command is online. If they have a Bloodbraid Elf here, we can. Ooh, the Lily. Alright, so definitely going to counter that and draw a card here. So we're definitely trying to hit some more land drops, and our opponent has no follow-up play. Excellent. That is excellent news for us. So this seems like a decent time to land a Geist. If our opponent does tap out for a Liliana, well, they might have removal in hand. I guess we'll hold back. We'll hold back here, and I guess we'll plan to Vendilion Clique them to try and get some more information. Because I'd like, if we can have a double buffer of creatures against a potential Liliana, that would be nice. Ooh, I guess we should have clicked them on their upkeep. But we are not Not punished, fortunately. So let's see what our opponent's got over there. This is a Jun Charm? Colligan's Command, okay. Let's see. What do we want to discard here? I think we'll discard the Purge. We can snap that back if we need it, I guess. Opponent has just 2 cards remaining. One of them is an Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Do we want to play? All right. We'll let them hold on to that. Path to Exile. So the only way we get punished here is if our opponent draws pretty much exactly Liliana of the Veil. Inquisition, okay. Do we want to Blessed Alliance in response and gain some life? I think we do, because our opponent is incentivized here to, yeah, because their hand is land and Assassin's Trophy. And again, I assume they're going to take the Snapcaster here. I'm just going to gain a little bit of life because I'd really prefer to not get, yeah, so they take the Snap here. So we're currently pretty soft to a Liliana, but fortunately, this Geist does make pretty quick work of our opponent. And we can keep the ground clear for a few turns here. Okay, opponent draws a forest, so they have Assassin's Trophy in hand. Creature would be great here. Okay, a Venser, that's awesome. So we're just going to continue beating down. So our opponent's going to Assassin's Trophy the Angel. I think I'm okay with that. Dark Confidant, okay. We'll just go ahead and path that right now. I think our opponent's out of basic. Okay, they do have one more swamp. Takes another big hit here. Get rid of our tokens, and we are now safe against Liliana. Ooh, and a Vendilion Clique. All right, so think we got it here. Opponent draws a Raging Ravine, and that's not going to be quite enough to do it. So there we go. We got some justice there in the BGX matchup from our last game. I think we played fairly tight there. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If I maybe overemphasized on some things, that's something that I can tend to do. Or even if you have the sideboarding there felt pretty good too. I liked having kind of the Miser's Spell Snare, the Miser's Negate, and we did still have the Cryptics. The Cryptics were still in. I couldn't really think of anything that would have been worth taking those out for. But yeah, there we go. 1-0, moving along.